Hello, Internet! I'm Elliot the Purple-Haired Doofus, and welcome back to Bad Unicorn by Platt F. Clark. Today we're covering chapters 19, 20, 21, and 22. I hope you've read up to that point because I do not want to ruin anything for you. Our section today begins with the robots of the future discussing the series finale of Humans. Yes, you heard me right. They are going to hunt down humans and televise it. It's an amazing scene because the robots are hilarious with each other. And the robots all have like different colored lights. And so at the end, when they're all coming to like an agreement on what they want to do, they're like, so, is it green lit? And everyone turns to the robot that's got the green light. And then they like immediately apologize. Princess and Magar are there and the robots are saying you should hunt down all four of them. And Princess says, wait. I have plans for the dwarf. He is not human. We know exactly what to do with the dwarf. And eventually the robots agree. Then Princess and Magar go back to Princess's wonderful apartment. They discuss what they miss about being organic, I guess. I miss touching things. I miss actually tasting things. It's kind of a way for us to get to see the good side of Princess and Magar. In the next chapter, we actually go back to the past. Non-robo Princess and Magar are trying to get to Earth again, and they run into a creature named a Hoblin. And it's a short human with big muscles and a huge head. And he is guarding the one doorway that they need to go through in order to meet with these monks who will give them passageway into Earth. The Hoblin is just kind of standing there. He's like, in order for you to pass through this door, you must learn my name. And my name is the key to going through the door. So, in order to get said key, you must answer me these riddles 3. And every riddle will get more and more complicated. Every riddle will get more and more difficult. And you... Yeah, so Princess just kind of kills him with her horn because he just said, my name is the key, and if he doesn't exist, he doesn't have a name. So, since he doesn't have a name, the door has no key and therefore no lock, and now Princess and Magar can walk through the doorway. If you're confused, you're not alone. Fast forward into the future again, and we have Max and friends living with the Frobbits. These flyers start falling down, and they're basically advertising the series finale of Humans. And so now, Max, Dirk, and Sarah know that they're being hunted. Dirk even has a moment where he picks up one of the flyers and he says, this time it's personal. And Sarah says, what do you mean personal? What's personal? It's what you say when you, like, get threatened. It's the, it's the action movie trope. Come on! It's personal! You're weird, dude. Personal! She doesn't get it. But eventually she starts looking around at all the Frobbits and noticing that everyone there is kind of like the underdog. And she starts thinking this must be how Dirk and Max actually survive school, because they are actually underdogs of their school. And so she starts warming up to the idea of helping the Frobbits before they head back. In order to help, Max actually starts practicing this fire spell that he found in the Codex of Infinite Knowability. And as he's practicing, he accidentally burnt one of the Frobbits, and it's like off to the side with a bandage around his face. Max feels really terrible about that, but then he's still practicing, still trying to make the flames bigger, and he accidentally lights the Frobbit on fire. And luckily, they were in a training area where there's buckets everywhere, so instantly those buckets doused the fire out as fast as it lifted, and the Frobbit just lost his clothes mostly. But Max still felt terrible about that. Then we have another passage from the Codex of Infinite Knowability! And it's basically about how Resimor and Princess became evil. It basically goes back to their childhood and how someone basically did something really mean to them. Like, Resimor was convinced it was okay to go down a childhood slide in the middle of a summer's day in shorts. it's not. It's very hot. No pain. And Princess was convinced that the only way to truly treat a cat was to swing it around her head. And she tried it, and the cat actually started scratching at her face and biting her, and she realized that everyone was laughing at her for the way that she was acting. And she decided at that moment that from then on, she would be the one doing the laughing. And that's how those two became evil. We go back to the past where Princess and Magar are still trying to get to Earth. And in order to do that, they need to meet with the monks of the Tree of Attenuation. They get to the tree and the monks say, you need one of these branches wrapped around your horn in order to use it to open up a portal to get to Earth. And so Magar and Princess are like, okay, give us a branch. And the monks say, but if we break off a branch from the Tree of Attenuation, it'll stop its song. They find out that the tree is actually giving out a low hum. That the monks find very soothing and calming. Princess and Magar don't really care. They don't care about the monks because the Princess and Magar are very goal-orientated. Eventually, they convince the monks to break off a branch, which kills the hum. And then they wrap the branch around Princess's horn, and she opens up a portal into another world. The monks also warn that if Princess uses this branch to go to the other side, and she feasts on humans or any sentient being in this other world, she will have no passage back. Not even a little bite? I can't have just one? Just one? Not one, my dear. But it just won't. Just one. Just aching for something delicious to eat, and you're telling me I can't have just one? Not a single bite. I am out! I'm not actually out. I still have to tell more. Sorry. Princess and Magar instantly go through the portal where they are greeted with the lovely Ricky the Kraken. And he says, Halloween's not for another 2 months, you dorks. And that brings us to the end of our section today. The question that I have for you is, when was a memorable time that you rooted for the underdogs? And how did it go for you? The question that I had yesterday is whether or not you would help the Frobbits before you went home. And for me, this is all very kind of timey-wimey, if I can steal a phrase from Doctor Who. And so I would help them and then feel great about myself, even though once I go back and fix what happened while I was gone, would probably negate any of the good that I did. But I would help them just so that I could feel vindicated and feel good about myself as much as I could. Do not forget that the next book that I will be reading is The Gunslinger by Stephen King. Go out and grab it by any legal means necessary. Borrow it from a friend, borrow it from a library, buy it at a bookstore, buy it on a Kindle. I don't care what you do as long as it's legal and you read it before I ruin it for you. I've been Elliot the Purple Haired Doofus, reminding you to watch a Pajama Radius, and I will see you all in the next chapters of Bad Unicorn by Platt F. Clark. Toodles!